long time.
And the most exciting term since my first. I came in with President George W. Bush, what the Democrats called an appointed president. And now I'm coming in with a similar situation. A president who clearly won the people's heart, unconventional, with the majorities in the House and the Senate, and a mandate to really roll back the things that are killing jobs. You know, you've already talked about Carrier, but Carrier's decision and every decision in America is based on the fundamental cost drivers. Labor's a cost driver, but so are regulations, so are taxes, so is energy. These other areas are the areas that Donald Trump understands. You know, you build a building, some costs you can't avoid, but in the art of the deal, he talks about how you control every penny and build great buildings.
Well, you know, all you have to do is walk around New York City, look up, and it's a Trump building. But, Congressman, let's talk about some of the things that have been happening on the transition, okay? So, or during this transition, we've got China now is lodging a complaint. They are upset that that the president-elect talked to the president from Taiwan, who is legally and democratically elected, I believe. Was this a faux pas on Donald Trump's or President-elect Trump's part, or an opportunity?
Not a bit. It was clearly something that he thought about before he made the call. This isn't about the mistakes like Bill Clinton made coming in that caused us to move an entire fleet after his comments. This is about a China that's building islands to, in fact, intimidate their neighbors right now, building in an area that is international waters. And I think this is a great pushback. I think Donald Trump, President-elect Trump, is thinking about how do you use Taiwan and its free and democratic society to tell China that they don't automatically get a pass on everything. We don't need their imports badly enough. We certainly don't need their intimidating their neighbors. Remember, he met with Japan's president and was dealing specifically with a country that's being intimidated by China, and by China's building these military islands.
Well, I think that, you know, it's clear that things are not going to go as President Obama necessarily wants them to go, but that's the understatement.
He didn't want me reelected. That's okay, Judge.
All right, let's talk about Mad Dog Mattis. The man fascinates me, I must tell you. Decorated man knows his way around the Pentagon. There are some senators, in fact, a junior senator from New York, who's vowing to stand between the general who's been nominated to be Secretary of Defense and the Pentagon. What's that about?
Overt partisanism. There's no question that he's qualified, and that although it's the first time that we've had somebody in a position like this since George Marshall, the reality is this is a decorated war hero. This is somebody who can make a difference for the Department of Defense. And candidly, when she says that that's the if you will, the hill she wants to die on, to use a military term, it's pretty obvious she's picking at something that really doesn't matter. The American people don't have any question, but the General Mattis left office, went out to Stanford and is teaching. This isn't somebody who's like flipping from the military back to taking over the military.
He left in 2013, I believe.
He did, and he's broken the ties, but he hasn't, if you will, broken the chain of knowledge that's going to allow him to do great things when he comes back.
Brilliant. Quickly, who do you bet on for Secretary of State?
You know, I bet on Donald Trump.
Good answer, Congressman. Are you in politics 9 terms?
You know what? I'm never known for my diplomacy. But there are times when you realize he picked a group of great candidates. He is vetting them much like The Apprentice, and I believe he's going to make